Hello everyone and welcome back to Trending Now. We all at least once in a lifetime have wished to become the CEO of our own company. CEOs make a lot of money, work in great offices with great views. But being a CEO doesn't mean that you are the highest paid. Let's take Jeff Bezos for example. He is the CEO of his own company, but his base salary is only $81,840 per year. Yet he is the richest man in the world. On the other side, there are a lot of other CEOs that get paid the highest. Continue watching to know more about them. Shantanu Narayen. If you work in the creative field, you should probably know that every time you open Adobe, you are paying this man's salary. Shantanu Narayen is the CEO of Adobe. He grew up in India, took his bachelor's degree in electronics and communication engineering, and came to the US, where his hard work paid off. He had his first job at Apple, and in 1998, he accepted the job at Adobe as Senior Vice President of Worldwide Product Research. In 2007, he became the CEO. From that time, Adobe has had an increase in revenue every year. The annual company revenue is now about $11.2 billion. In 2019, his total compensation as a CEO was $39.1 million. That is 266 times higher than the average employee's salary in the company. Bill McDermott. Bill McDermott is the CEO of the software company called ServiceNow. The road to his success is quite interesting. He started investing at a young age. When he was 16, he bought his own deli and used the money that came from that business to pay for his education. He studied business at Dowling College, and that totally paid off. After that, he went to Northwestern and studied management. He started looking for job opportunities and ended at Xerox for 17 years. After Xerox, he became the Executive Vice President of Cyber Systems, and in 2002, he became the CEO of SAP America, a software company based in Germany. He increased the market value of this company from $39 to $159 billion. He switched over to ServiceNow and has an annual compensation of $41.7 million. Lachlan Murdoch. Lachlan Murdoch is not a self-made rich man. Well, not totally. He was born in a rich family. Murdoch went on to get his bachelor's degree in philosophy in Princeton. However, he didn't have to use it. When he was 18, he went to Australia, where he trained with his father at the Daily Mirror. At 22, he became the general manager of Queensland newspapers. Later, he became the publisher of The Australian, Australia's first national newspaper. In 1995, Murdoch became the deputy CEO of News Limited, and in 1996, he became the executive director. In 2000, he was named as the Deputy Chief Operating Officer and continued to climb the corporate ladder until he became the Vice President. As a VP, he invested in a company called OneTel, but that investment doomed, and he had to step down as the VP. After this, he quickly got back on his feet and found a private investment corporation called Ilaria Pty, and in 2014, he became the co-chairman of News Corporation. In 2015, he became the executive chairman of 21st Century Fox, and when the company was bought by Disney in 2019, he was put as the CEO of Fox Corporation. The company has $11.4 billion annual revenue, and his 2019 annual compensation was $42.1 million. Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella is the third CEO in Microsoft's history. He was born in India and got a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. After graduation, he moved to the US, where he continued his studies at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. After university, he first started working for Sun Microsystems and changed jobs in 1992 when he joined Microsoft. He led major projects from the beginning of his career at Microsoft. He first became the president of Microsoft Server and Tools Business Division and became the CEO of the company in 2014. He made some big moves in this company. He purchased LinkedIn, GitHub, and Mojang, the company that came up with Minecraft, which is now worth $2.5 billion. Nadella's annual revenue as of 2019 was $42.9 million. Miguel Patricio. Miguel Patricio is the CEO of Kraft Heinz. He was born in Portugal and moved to Brazil to get his business degree. He has changed many companies before becoming the CEO of Kraft Heinz. Early in his career, Patricio worked for Philip Morris International, Coca-Cola, and Johnson & Johnson. Patricio then worked for Anheuser-Busch InBev for about 2 decades, rising to Chief Marketing Officer from 2012 until July 2018. His annual compensation as of 2016 is $43.3 million, about 1,000 times more than the average salary in the company. A year into Miguel Patricio's tenure as CEO of Kraft Heinz, he was handed his golden ticket, the coronavirus lockdown and the rush to hoard shelf-stable foods. He may have been one of the few people in the country to find some relief as lockdowns rolled across the nation, forcing him to cancel an investor day planned for April that would have meant standing before a room full of skeptical analysts coming off a year of setbacks. David Zaslav. David Zaslav is the CEO of Discovery. As of 2019, his annual compensation was $45.8 million. He was born in New York City and studied law in Boston University. He worked as an attorney for a short time before starting to work at NBC Universal. He worked for this company for about 20 years and became the president of cable and domestic television. In January 2007, he started working on the Discovery and began a 12-year relationship with PGA Tour, earning the rights to their content. Discovery has become famous for their programs such as Planet Earth and Frozen Planet. John C. Plant. John C. Plant is the CEO of Howmet Aerospace, a company that manufactures components for jet engines, fasteners, and titanium structures for aerospace applications, and forged aluminium wheels for heavy trucks. He is the oldest CEO on this list, and in 2019, he had an annual compensation of $51.7 million. Before becoming the CEO of Howmet Aerospace, he has changed many positions. He was the president of Lucas Verity Automotive, a UK-based automotive parts company. After that, he was the chairman at TRW and the CEO of Arconic Incorporated, before becoming the CEO of Howmet. Lisa Su. Lisa Su is the first woman CEO on this list. She is the current CEO of Advanced Micro Devices. Many of you might not know about this company, but use her products daily. In 2019, she had an annual compensation of $58.5 million. Lisa Su was born in Taiwan, and from a young age, she showed interest in math and tech. She went to MIT and studied electrical engineering, got a master's degree, and a PhD. She has also changed many positions before becoming the CEO of Advanced Micro Devices. She has had a great impact in the company. Before becoming the CEO of this company, she has worked at Texas Instruments, IBM, and Freescale Semiconductor in engineering and management positions. She is known for her work developing silicon-on-insulator semiconductor manufacturing technologies and more efficient semiconductor chips during her time as vice president of IBM's Semiconductor Research and Development Center. Bob Swan. Bob Swan is the CEO of Intel and has had an annual compensation of $66.9 million in 2019. Like all the other CEOs, he has had many roles during his career. He has worked for General Electric and was the CEO of General Electric's Transportation Systems. Then he became the president of Medical Systems in Europe and the VP of Finance. He was the CFO of Webvan, Northrop Grumman, HP Enterprise, and eBay before becoming the CEO of Intel in 2018. Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai is the CEO of Alphabet Incorporated. He is the highest paid CEO in the world. In 2019, he has had an annual compensation of about $280.6 million. Sundar Pichai was born in Chennai, India. Pichai has earned his degree from the Indian Institute of Tech in Metallurgical Engineering. Later, he got his MBA at the University of Pennsylvania. He started to work for Google and has had a great impact on forming Gmail, Google Maps, and Android. In 2019, he became the CEO of Alphabet Incorporated. Sundar Pichai is loved by his employees. He is a quiet man and is known to not talk a lot while in meetings. He gives his opinion only after his employees finish. He has gotten a 96% approval rating from his employees. There you have it. These are the highest paid CEOs. What do you think? Which one of these you already knew and which one you didn't? Whose work story did you find more interesting? Tell us all in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed watching this video,